Usyk.
Yes.
I think he's incredible.
Incredible.
I mean, I've watched every one of his fights. That dude is on such a different level.
And he's smaller than everybody.
He's fighting giants.
He's fighting giants.
When you're fighting a guy who's 60 pounds heavier with 10-ounce, 12-ounce gloves, it makes such a world of difference. Trying to hurt
Especially
somebody.
when the guy is fucking Anthony Joshua, you know?
But please understand, Usyk fought at, I think, 75 when he started out. He's not a big frame guy.
He's like 225, 230 as a heavyweight.
220, not even 230.
Not big. Not big,
and that's
man.
a lot of.
By the way, that was Tyson's weight when he was in his prime too.
Yeah,
there's something to be said for that because a 220-pound man like Mike Tyson can knock out any human being that's ever lived.
Yeah, your jaw.
The amount of power he can generate is insane.
Alexander Usyk's training ahead of his rematch with Daniel Dubois has been nothing short of ruthless and intense, reflecting the high stakes of their upcoming undisputed heavyweight championship bout. Usyk is known for his exceptional skill, movement, and ring intelligence, and his camp has intensified preparations to counter the growing threat posed by Dubois. The Ukrainian champion is working harder than ever, focusing on improving all facets of his game, including strategy, conditioning, and mental toughness to ensure he remains at the pinnacle of the heavyweight division. Usyk's training camp held in Spain emphasizes a combination of sharp technical drills, endurance work, and tactical sparring designed to simulate the unique challenges Dubois presents. The camp is structured to push Usyk's limits physically and mentally, ensuring he can maintain his elusive style and sharp counterpunching throughout the demanding 12-round fight. His team is acutely aware that Dubois has evolved into a more complete and dangerous fighter, so complacency is not an option.
Солнышко не бьет. Да мне тоже больно, че, и шо?
Тебе ровно бьют, а?
И шо?
Я ж тебе не так бью.
А я, это твои проблемы, я ты бьешь.
Давай.
Давай.
After fight, we go to center of London. Your team for people, my team for people, and make them.
Okay. 4 people from your team and 4 people from
No problem, bro.
Team?
Right now, we're ready right now.
Beyond endurance, Usyk's camp places significant emphasis on agility and foot speed. His footwork drills are intense and varied, incorporating ladder drills, cone exercises, and shadowboxing with weighted gloves to simulate fight conditions. These exercises improve his balance, coordination, and ability to change angles rapidly, essential traits for a fighter who relies on outmaneuvering opponents rather than overpowering them.
Yeah. Usyk is so slick. He is,
Yes.
I mean, he's the guy who's trained by the same guy that Lomachenko was trained by. So he's got just unbelievable movement, his angles, the way he boxes, his fucking feints and movement, total next level.
Joe Rogan has delivered a surprising and bold prediction for the Usyk versus Dubois rematch that has stirred significant discussion in the boxing community. While Rogan has long praised Alexander Usyk's technical brilliance and dominance in the heavyweight division, his recent comments show a more nuanced and less certain view regarding the outcome of this fight.
We'll see. I know Usyk is small, right? I know he's small for the weight class, but god damn, that dude is good. God damn, he's good. And the pace that he fights at for a heavyweight is insane.
Rogan acknowledges Usyk's exceptional skill, footwork, and ring IQ, but questions Usyk's durability and ability to withstand Dubois' power over the course of the fight. He gives notable credit to Daniel Dubois' improved power, physicality, and tactical adjustments since their first encounter. Rogan suggests that Dubois has evolved into a more dangerous and complete fighter, capable of challenging Usyk's style more effectively than before. His prediction leans toward a potential upset, or at least a much closer fight than many expect. Rogan highlights that Dubois' youth, size, and punching power could pose serious problems for Usyk, especially if Dubois can impose his physicality early and disrupt Usyk's rhythm. While not dismissing Usyk's chances, Rogan implies that the fight could go either way, making it one of the most intriguing heavyweight bouts in recent memory.
Daniel Dubois, he challenged Usyk in the ring after the fight.
These guys are begging now for the payday because they know who the king is.
That's right.
And these guys need him. He doesn't need them.
No.
Alexander Usyk can choose to fight whoever he wants. He is now the draw in the heavyweight division. He is the big name.
Yeah.
And I take my hat off to Anthony Joshua and I take my hat off to Tyson Fury because they had the cojones to face him, as did Daniel Dubois. But let's not get away from anything. Daniel Dubois fought him once, and we've seen how that fight went.
Yeah.
Everyone goes on about a shot. Let's just be brutally honest. It hit the protector. Why is it called the protector? Because it protects you from certain shots. Was it like? Did anyone look at the belt line of Tyson Fury before the fight?
It was high, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was,
really
I mean,
high.
I was going to ask what's the neck on them shorts.
Yeah,
but
sure.
it was nuts. But no one said anything.
No.
But then ultimately, when Alexander Usyk fights Daniel Dubois, and his shorts are on his navel, and you can clearly see his belly button at times in the fight, no one said. All of a sudden, his shorts are high. So it's whatever suits people's narrative and agendas at the time. For people who are Fury fans, they want to say Usyk's done this or he's robbed that. For people who are Dubois fans, just look at the cold, hard facts. He hits him on the protector. The protector's called the protector for a reason. And then ultimately, look at how the fight ended up. I mean, he had enough.
On his knees, wasn't he, by the end?
Tony Bellew, former WBC cruiserweight champion and someone who has first-hand experience fighting Alexander Usyk, has offered a clear and confident prediction for the upcoming rematch between Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Bellew regards Usyk as the best heavyweight of this era, praising his skill, ring intelligence, and overall dominance in the division, despite acknowledging Dubois' impressive recent form, including his victories over Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgovic, and notably Anthony Joshua. Bellew remains skeptical about Dubois' chances to dethrone Usyk.
Alexander is only going to be age. This man is the only fighter in the history of boxing to go to everybody's backyard and dethrone.
Beating killers in their backyard.
Remember, he's the only fighter. I'm telling.
Bellew predicts that Usyk will once again stop Dubois, likely between rounds 8 and 12. He believes Usyk's superior skill set, experience, and mental toughness will gradually wear Dubois down, much like in their first encounter where Usyk stopped Dubois in the 9th round. Bellew points out that Usyk has already made Dubois quit once, and he expects the Ukrainian to push him to that brink again. While Dubois is more confident and has overcome adversity since their last fight, Bellew feels that Dubois lacks the pedigree and mindset to overcome Usyk's tactical brilliance and resilience.
Standing up for him.
I'm telling you why he's a freak. He's an anomaly. He's a unicorn.
Yeah,
but at the same time, for him, like I've said before, now this is a really massive point because we don't know if he's capable of this or not yet. We don't know because he hasn't lost. What he's gone through and what he's took on board and to come back from it. Guy went in against one of the biggest heavyweights in the history of the game in Tyson Fury and dominated him twice. Second time was closer than the first, I agree, but he's still done it in the same manner against all odds in a way that no one could foresee. If he can push Tyson Fury back the way he did, he can push anyone back.
Where does your fighter go next?
In Bellew's view, Dubois' best chance would be to score a knockout early in the fight before Usyk's superior conditioning and ringcraft take full effect. However, he rates this as very unlikely given Usyk's proven ability to outbox and outlast power punchers. Bellew even goes so far as to say that if Dubois were to win, it would rank among the biggest upsets in recent boxing history.
AJ's not the fighter he was. This is a guy who's not on the way down. This is going to be a real test. Mr. Usyk, a big test for him, and we'll see. And I genuinely believe that my man will win. I genuinely believe that.
Meanwhile, Frank Warren, Daniel Dubois' promoter, has made a bold and confident prediction for the upcoming rematch between Dubois and Alexander Usyk. Warren believes that Dubois is a significantly improved fighter, more mature both physically and mentally, and that he has all the tools necessary to defeat Usyk this time around. He openly predicts that Dubois will upset Usyk and win the undisputed heavyweight title at Wembley Stadium on July 19th, 2025.
I believe Daniel will beat him, but it'll still be a good fight, Tyson and Usyk. In this fight, this is it's not about his ability. He's got the ability. He's got the power. He's got the boxing ability. He's got a fabulous jab. We know he can punch with both hands. It's this. And if he focuses and what he's done in his last few fights, and certainly the fight he had against AJ, he can do it. Yeah, I do. I fancy him big time. I wouldn't let him go forward in the fight if I didn't fancy him, and I think he will knock him out.
He points out that Dubois now possesses a better boxing ability, a powerful jab, and the capacity to punch effectively with both hands. While acknowledging Usyk's skill and experience, Warren is not overly concerned about Usyk's age or wear and tear, stating that the Ukrainian champion has relatively low mileage and remains a formidable opponent. However, Warren insists that Dubois' youth, power, and improved tactical approach give him a real chance to win.
Before on the program, his management said when they first fought Daniel, they were fighting Daniel the boy. This time they're fighting Daniel the man. And I think that's the difference. And we will see on the night, Usyk's a formidable fighter. He's a tough guy. And I think he's going to come out guns blazing. I think when that first bell goes, I think he's going to come out and I think he's going to really try and put it on Daniel and take him out of his stride. So it's going to be exciting from the first bell. But for me, I think that Daniel has he's always had the equipment. I think he's now got the mental capabilities to do the job.
Moreover, Warren has been involved in the promotional buildup with a high-profile wager involving Usyk, indicating the confidence and hype around Dubois' chances. The bet involves gifting a Bentley car to the winner, underscoring the seriousness and excitement surrounding the fight.
For a fact, and he knows Usyk that Daniel can hurt him because he did hurt him to the body.
Got to stop him though, Frank.
Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Daniel Dubois, has shared a nuanced and insightful prediction about the upcoming rematch between Alexander Usyk and Dubois.
So I'm sure George can as well. I don't know, it's a great fight. You know, I think I'll give Dubois a shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but you know, it's exciting, and I think definitely a fight he could win.
Do you think Usyk is rattled? I've never seen him respond to something like that. It seemed out of character.
It was a bit strange, you know, like the push, you know, but
well, the slow motion.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But Usyk, who knows, you know, we'll see.
Hearn acknowledges the tremendous growth and momentum Dubois has built since their first fight in August 2023, where Usyk won by stoppage in the 9th round after a controversial low blow incident. He notes that the Dubois of today is a very different fighter, more confident, powerful, and tactically aware, compared to the version who faced Usyk last time.
I think Dubois got to hurt him. The reality is whether it was a low blow or not, Usyk does not like it to the body. You know, that was one incident. I mean, that low blow didn't hit him in the nuts, right? It hit him in the lower part of the stomach. And if it was 2 or 3 inches higher, it would have had the same effect. And I think the fight would have been over, and Daniel Dubois would have been the world heavyweight champion.
Hearn believes the fight will be highly competitive and that Dubois has a legitimate chance to win, especially if he can be aggressive from the start and make Usyk uncomfortable. He points out that Dubois must land early and often, particularly targeting Usyk's body, which Hearn identifies as a potential weakness. According to Hearn, Usyk does not like body shots, and if Dubois can capitalize on this vulnerability, it could change the course of the fight.
More dangerous, the belief that he has, so Dubois' got to be aggressive, he's got to land, and he's got to start fast and try and make it uncomfortable for Alexander Usyk.
However, Hearn remains cautiously realistic. While he praises Dubois' improvements and dangerous power, he stops short of outright predicting a Dubois victory. He says, Daniel Dubois could be the undisputed world heavyweight champion. I don't think he will be, but he's dangerous. Hearn also highlights that Dubois' 10 months of ring inactivity before this fight might affect his sharpness, suggesting that the timing of the bout plays a crucial role.
But I also don't think it was the Daniel Dubois that we've got now. You know, at that stage, Daniel Dubois had very little confidence. He went to Poland, big crowd, and gave Usyk a decent fight. Didn't win many rounds, but he looked dangerous in the fight. Obviously the controversial low blow as well. And now I think Dubois has a lot more confidence. The reality is, he's for the undisputed heavyweight world championship. You know, Daniel Dubois could be the undisputed world heavyweight champion. I don't think he will be, but he's dangerous, and he can punch, and he's strong. When you fight Usyk,
Hearn also reflects on the first fight, mentioning that neither Usyk nor Dubois were at their absolute best that night. He believes Usyk was not performing at his peak, and Dubois was affected by nerves and lack of confidence. This time around, with both fighters more experienced and battle-hardened, the rematch promises to be a more intense and closely contested affair.
great fight. I mean, for Dubois, the inactivity, you know, missing out on that Joseph Parker fight might hurt him a little bit because
Anthony Joshua has not made a direct, detailed public prediction about the upcoming rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. However, based on recent developments and commentary surrounding the heavyweight division, Joshua's position can be inferred from his actions and statements related to Dubois and Usyk.
On Daniel Dubois against Alexander Usyk, realistically, has he got any chance? We've got 30 seconds.
Of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck.
Joshua suffered a 5th-round knockout loss to Daniel Dubois in their September 2024 fight, a significant upset that has shaped the heavyweight landscape. Following this defeat, Joshua has focused on recovery and has not immediately sought a rematch with Dubois, instead considering other opponents and undergoing elbow surgery. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, has mentioned that Joshua is targeting a return later in the year, but has not committed to fighting Dubois again soon, reflecting a cautious approach after the loss.
Listen, Daniel now is a world champion. Yeah. For me, first it's Tyson Fury, second Anthony Joshua, and then is Daniel Dubois.
And do you think this Dubois is a much better Daniel Dubois than the first one you fought?
Joshua has expressed respect for both fighters, but has not publicly predicted the outcome of the Usyk-Dubois rematch. Given his loss to Dubois and the fact that Dubois is now challenging Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight title, Joshua's likely stance is one of cautious observation rather than prediction. He is focused on rebuilding his career and potentially pursuing other high-profile fights, such as a possible showdown with Tyson Fury, rather than commenting extensively on the Usyk-Dubois bout. That was all for today, folks. Are you excited for this matchup? Tell us about it in the comments section below. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.